Oh, Mr. Fringe. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Fringe.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. So should I call you Big Al?
That's fine. I've got a lot of names. That would probably be the best of them all, I would say.
Well, see here, I thought this was a video thing. I got all dolled up for you.
Oh, well, maybe we can do some personal shots after the show. No. Okay, no video, brother. No video.
Okay, no problem.
No video. All right. So, anyways, let me open the show and let's have a great time, brother.
I can't wait.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. That's right. Welcome back to the No Cover TV podcast. That's right. I'm your host, Big Al, and I take that original, local, and national music and I shove it in your face. You need to hear it. All music, all genres, all age groups. It's amazing what is around the world, just not in America. It is crazy what I am hearing, listening to in the shows that we've been doing. We're on our 166th show today. So please check out the past shows. I bring you the story. It's up to you to check out the music, which I know you do because I'm getting the feedback. And check out the future shows. We are booked solid. So just keep on it. I appreciate that, artists and bands, and you out there supporting No Cover TV. Do me a favor. Use my 3 favorite words. Support, support, support these artists. Go to the shows. Pay the cover charge if there is one. Get the swag, the albums, the CDs, DVDs, T-shirts, whatever they got. And also approach them. Talk to them before, after the shows. They love it because they love doing what they're doing to put a smile on your face and puts a smile on their face. So we got a great show for you today. We might get a little crazy. And yeah, we just might get a little crazy today on the show today. So in the house, the band today, the Lunatics Fringe with Mr. Fringe himself in the house. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing excellent. I have slowly started taking off my clothes because I didn't realize this wasn't video, and it's hot as hell, brother.
I hear you. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm in my. Never mind. That's another show.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's another show, brother. Oh man, so it's hot there, and you're only in Illinois, right?
Right.
And I'm in Michigan.
Oh, well, you might be about 3 degrees cooler than us, but that's about it.
Yeah, late gives us a little benefit, I guess. That's beautiful, my friend. So
we're gonna have to meet up at the Blue Chip Casino or Three Rivers or something, you know?
We should do that. Definitely. I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, yeah.
Why not, man? Why not? So the Lunatics Fringe. Okay. So you're out of the Illinois area.
Correct.
And what we have here, and what you described as is new wave of American rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard new wave of heavy metal. That's been done a million times. Nobody talks about good old rock and roll, Big Al.
No, and it's good old rock and roll with an edge, and I hear some punk in there.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit there. So good, and you're having fun. I see that. That's what's good about it.
Always have fun. Fun is the number one. That's the top priority.
Oh, definitely. And I know probably in the beginning it wasn't so fun because you put up a lot of BS sometimes, but later on it gets to just be fun.
Well, okay. Well, we're still in a little bit of that BS, but hopefully it gets even more fun as we go along.
Okay. Well, now how many band members are there?
So we are a band of 4 members. There is Cholo, the guitarist, Anonymous, the drummer, Brumby, the bassist, and then yours truly, Mr. Fringe.
Mr. Fringe, I love it. Yes, all alias names.
Sure, I mean it's just the names our mothers gave us, but you can call them aliases if you want.
Right.
We're known by no other name.
Right. Okay, so when did Mr. Fringe come about? What year? When did you start this project?
This project or Mr. Fringe himself?
Well, let's start with Mr. Fringe.
Oh God, buddy, I've been doing this a long time. Go back to like the late '60s, early '70s. You know,
let's go there. Let's go there.
I mean, we're gonna go there.
Let's go there.
The problem is, you know, you hang out with all these famous musicians. You've traveled almost the world, but not outside the United States. That's my world. And
Right.
you meet all these famous musicians, you talk to all of them, and boy, things have really changed. But back then it's just I was just networking, I was just doing my thing, I was shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all that. Never really got my big break. So
All right.
come about 2016, 2018, somewhere between those 2 years, we started building this thing because you know what? I figured it's finally my time to shine.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, just an old man trying to relive his youth.
Aren't we all? Well, it sounds like you're doing a damn good job at it.
And I'd say I look better than ever. So
Good.
I look far younger than my actual age.
All right. So, all right, we're going to keep going back there. So, young age of 16, 18 years old, what was Mr. Fringe listening to music wise? Was it a lot of the classic rock and roll? What was it?
Yes. I mean, absolutely. I mean, oh my God. I would love to give you a deep dive on, underground musicians or whatever, but we're talking Sabbath, we're talking, Deep Purple,
Yeah.
Rainbow, those sort of bands from the 70s that just, man, they paved the way for literally every young buck out there right now.
They did. They really did. Yes, they sure did. So listen to that. And then at that early age, was it when you wanted to pick up an instrument or start being a performer, or did that come later on?
I think it came a little bit later on. Again, when you're hanging out with all these people, you just admire them so much, and you're like, wow, I wish that I could do what they do.
Yeah.
But at the time, you're just so enthralled in the music of rock and roll and the way that things are progressing, the way that things are changing, the way that things are getting heavier. And you're wow, I want this to be my life. So it has been my life. But
Nice.
it wasn't until, oh God, many years later, that, like I said, just somewhere between 2016 and 2018, I found a group of younger guys that just wanted to start a band, start getting into things, and again, the way that everything's so PC right now and politically correct. I want to bring it back to the days where rock and roll was rock and roll. I mean, it was heavy, it was freeing, and it was rebellion and punk and angry, but still at the same time so liberating,
Yeah, no holds barred.
That's it.
That's great stuff. All right, so you pretty much, you're telling me you became a lunatic around 2016.
That's right. Yeah. And you know what? It was very fortunate that man, it wasn't that long ago, but how I met some of these guys, like I can't even remember. I don't know if it was just, again, trying to make up for lost time after all those years and partying way too hard. But I came across these other, can I cuss on here?
Oh yeah, it's your show, man.
Okay. I came across these other assholes that had the same sort of love for music and wanted to stand up against, all these people trying to stop rock and roll. I mean, we've got a lot of good music out there. I'm not going to shit on anybody's music that's trying to do anything right now. I know a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about, I mean, like even backing tracks. I know that that's the big buzzword nowadays, and we don't do any of that. But I'll tell you what, if you can somehow be creative and do whatever you're passionate about, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
We are live, we are raw, we are, there's no tricks or trickery, but it seems like there has been a decline in rock. I mean, and there's a lot of metal out there, don't get me wrong.
No, there is.
There's a lot of rap, there's a lot of whatever pop, there's a lot of all that stuff, but there's not rock like it used to be. Very simple 3 or 4 chord songs. You got a little bit of a solo in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I agree. What I hear with you is definitely the 70, 80 sounds all mixed together, but you you have it where there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. It's a story. It's just not blah and it's done. And that's what I like about your music.
Yeah, I don't like bands that you can't understand what they're saying.
Right, I agree. And like I said, each of your songs, there's a meaning behind every one of them with a great story.
Every single one of them. Yeah.
And that's amazing because that takes time. Now, are you writing all this material and bringing it to the band?
So it is sort of a collective effort. Usually it just starts, well, like any song, with an idea or a riff.
Right.
And so I would say me and Cholo, the guitarist, he'll write a riff and I'll be like, just keep going with that. And then I take an old school approach to it. I just start scatting with it just to get the rhythm and the melody. I just start scatting behind it. And then, it's usually through, movies or what I'm listening to or what I'm watching recently that really inspire the lyrics that come behind it.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Because we got quite a stuff. We got some stuff to talk about when it comes to the music part of the show here. Oh yeah. Now you just put out a new album, didn't you?
We're in a couple weeks at the end of this month, we're going to be finishing up.
Finishing it. Okay. And can we tell everybody what that album is?
Oh, please go ahead. If you know, do you know?
I do, but I think I wrote it down wrong, and I'm not going to screw up.
All right. Well, it's called Threatening the Order.
That's what I got.
There you go. Good. Yeah.
Threatening the Order. Okay, I'm liking it. Is that going to be?
We've got about half the album already recorded. I mean, the songs are all written. They're all there. And we're going to spend one more long day in the studio getting it done. And then we're hoping for a release around, Halloween or something.
Oh, that would be a great time to bring it out. Great time. Now, let's just jump to here. Shout out to the studio you're using.
That's actually a funny story. So the last album that we did, we recorded at a place called Lubeck Studios out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. But that studio no longer exists. They just closed down, but we have retained their sound engineer and our music producer, Nick. And I forget how to pronounce his last name. Sounds French. I don't know. It's like roulette, something like that.
Something like that. That's great. Well, it's good you can retain a sound engineer and a producer.
Oh man, he's just done such wonders for us. That whole last album, holy crap! We went through 6, 7, maybe even 8 different studios, different sound engineers and whatever. But no, he struck a chord with us, and we were like, "This is the guy."
There you go. Wow. Yeah, you got a unique sound, and it takes a certain person, I think. To craft that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, this new one coming out, how many other EPs, LPs do we have out and singles?
Oh, don't ask me about singles. I mean, as much as everybody likes to shit on the way that music is done now, we've really taken the same approach that a lot of other artists have started doing, which is releasing singles, leading up to the album so that people can get excited, for the whole thing. And then we'll put it together in a really nice, beautiful packaging. Because I think that's where a lot of artists, especially local artists, are making the mistake is they might put out singles and stuff, but once it comes time for the album to drop, well, what are you really giving them except for a collection of everything that you've already put out? We like to put out something that looks good, that you can put on the mantelpiece. And
there you go.
The last album that we did, the CD inside of the album looks like an old school vinyl record.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, that was really nice touch that I found a place that printed these CDs like that, and there's even like little ridges on the top of the CD God, I hope nobody's tried to put them in a record player or a 40.
Yeah, really. You just never know.
But I mean, so full length studio albums, 2, and then this will be our 3rd one.
Okay, beautiful. Great. Real quick, let's tell the podcast people out there the platforms they can find your music, merchandise, things like that.
So you can find us at the lunaticsfringe.tv. That is our website. It is still in the works. We're constantly updating it. So it might not be what we consider up to par, but it'll be readily available very, very soon. I mean, we're talking the next month or 2. We just had a meeting about it last week. It's looking fantastic. I'd be fine with the way that it is now, but again, you got to give people something a little bit more than just your music. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Music and iTunes. Really, anywhere music is available, you can find our stuff on those platforms.
That's good. I mean, it's a good thing, but to a point, the market's saturated so much. But it's good that you got the platforms to get your music out there and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, most definitely. And you heard everybody get to the Lunatics Fringe out on the platforms. You can listen to them in a few minutes. All right. Not now. You got to listen to me. Yes, indeed. So I'm looking at your page and stuff, and I see you got quite a few fans out there. What do you think about that? They're digging what you're doing.
Well, the problem is I wish that they would come out to these shows. Oh man, I tell the guys all the time, God, I hate the Illinois music scene, or at least the Chicago music scene. If there's a band playing in Chicago and they're playing the next night in Milwaukee or Madison or even Green Bay, I'll make the trek up to one of those places because, my God, good luck finding parking that's under $45. And then if you want to have a couple drinks, well, then you got to buy a hotel, So, I mean, Milwaukee, we can go right up there. We can come right back. But
so I was going to ask you, talking about venues, you playing out quite a bit?
So right now we're trying to work on this 3rd album. So we have really been focusing on that, but once that gets, and we're doing a couple things, here and there, and
okay.
My mind is not the best. I'm old. So the other guys deal with a lot of, the tour dates and stuff like that. But right now we're really focusing on trying to get this album out. And once that's out, man, we're going to be everywhere. We're going to be everywhere.
Sweet. Now, the shows that you have performed, are they mostly smaller venues, or have you played some festivals or bigger gigs?
Not really. I mean, we've done quite a few shows at one of our favorite places down in Joliet, the Forge, which is an excellent music venue. Like I said, that's Joliet, Illinois. Such a great venue, big, semi-big, like local place. A lot of people come through there and play that venue. So we haven't done many festivals. We're a little bit of an acquired taste. As soon as we enter the building, everybody goes, wow, these guys look weird,
They already know you when you walk in the door.
That's right.
Set that first example. You got it. Oh, that is great. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you're going to put together, hopefully, some little tri-state tour in the future.
Oh God, I'm hoping so. I mean, we have started to develop quite a large connection to some really good people out by you in Michigan. I mean, I think you were referred to us by somebody else. I don't know. Again, I don't know these details. My mind's not. But I mean, again, that's a credit to you. People are recommending you to us.
Appreciate that.
So, I mean, and that's what's going to keep local bands going. That's what's going to keep, these smaller guys that just keep getting bigger and bigger. There's a lot of good talent out there. We've seen it played with these people. And man, I mean, there was a couple shows where I go, good Lord, how are we not playing in a place 5 times as big as this? And how are there not 10 times as many people? because the talent's there. It's just
it is.
It's trying to get the word out. I mean, we are group of 4 semi-private individuals. We don't have a lot of friends, and a lot of these bands that we play with, it's always the same crowd. It doesn't seem like they're getting more fans.
Okay.
They've got friends and family, that love and support them, and us poorly neglected children that didn't have that sort of love and the hugs growing up. We don't have that. So we're just hoping the talent can speak for itself,
And I think it does. Well, you come to my neck of woods, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Look me up, and we'll see what we can do.
Absolutely. We got to stop at. I got a really good friend out there in Three Oaks.
Three Oaks. Okay.
Are you familiar with Journeyman Distillery?
No, I'm not actually. I haven't been down there in a while.
If you like whiskey, Big Al, that's the place to go.
I'm more of a Scotch drinker.
I got to give them a little shout out.
Heck yes, my friend. Okay, I got to get to the subject right here. All right, your music is more of a storyboard type music, and you have comics that you're making.
Yes.
I need to know about this.
Oh, please.
Yeah, let take me to the beginning before you started the comic book. Where did the light bulb go off, and when, and why, and how?
So there's a group that likes to follow us called the Party of No. They're trying to stop rock and roll dead in its tracks. They don't like this. They don't like the local scene. They don't like local music. They don't like rock music, And so we were like, you know what? It's like, good God, I hope they get bigger than they already are, because those are the people that come to our shows.
Right.
They might be protesting and doing all that, but I mean, come on in and listen. Maybe we'll convert a couple of you, So we decided to take that and we go, okay, let's make a story out of that. Let's make a story out of these people that follow us around, try and shut down our music, try and shut down all rock and roll. I go, well, let's just document, our lives at this point, because it seems like people are getting into it. And I got to ask you, so you've not received any of these comic books? Yes? No?
No.
All right. Well, we're going to send you a couple of them so that you can catch up on the story and get familiar with that. But it was basically just this these radical individuals that started showing up at our shows and protesting the whole thing, and we were like, you know what? Let's just document that.
Okay, so now that's the pretty much the storyboard of the satire of the whole.
Sure,
story.
We'll call it. Yeah, if you want to call it satire, we'll call it satire.
Now, do we have let's see, expectation of length of the book? How long do you want it to be? Pages? I mean, how many chapters? Is this going to be ongoing?
Yes, I mean we're gonna keep making them as long as people want them, and as long as people want to read about us and whatever, we'll keep it going. I mean, we have an idea living through these experiences where we want the story to go, because the story that's happening right now in the comic book that's about to be dropped along with our album Threatening the Order, I mean, we're that happened, a year ago. So we've already got ideas for the next one after this and where we want the story to go and what's happening. And so,
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, as long as people are digging it, hell, my goodness, I'll write about my life. I mean, there's nobody I like talking about more than myself.
Right. We get along just fine. I love it. Who better to talk to than yourself, right?
That's it. Well, exactly. I mean, there comes a point where you're like, all right.
Just shut the hell up.
Yeah. Do I need therapy? I mean,
Right. Even if we do, we're okay.
That's right.
That's great. All right. I'm going to ask some fun questions here before I get to the
fun? These weren't fun questions?
Well, these are even going to get better here.
Oh, God. Now I don't know. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, you should be. Oh, so all right, okay. You're on a stage. You guys are playing this stuff. Any of you have any embarrassing moments? String break, hit
Oh
them.
man, okay. Yes, I do. I have one that sticks out.
All
This
right.
we've not documented this in written form, but there was a show that we played, and I can't remember the name of the place, but before we even started, um, there were technical difficulties just going off left and right. Mics
Okay.
weren't working. Our cords weren't long enough. Thanks to our roadies, but they're long gone. We fired those guys, you know.
Yeah, right.
And I had a couple drinks before the show, and I started to feel weird. Now, I I don't buy any of my drinks myself. You know, people like buy me drinks, and you know,
Right.
maybe this is my Me Too movement. I don't know, but uh, I am 100% convinced that somebody slipped something in my drink.
Oh
So,
no.
yes, I got almost completely naked, embarrassed my whole band. And they were like, "What is going on?" People were terrified in the audience. They had no clue what was going on.
That's Willie.
And
What?
and, and, and we were already missing a bass player at that show. We don't know where he went. I don't know if the party, you know, kidnapped him. I don't know if he was out on a, you know, a binger or whatever. We were down a bassist, and
Oh, no.
I get absolute. I don't know what's happening. I just know that I ended up with barely no clothes on at the end of the show, and I had to be escorted into my limo at the end of the night. And the next day, we received this crumbled up piece of paper that says 2 down, 2 to go, and there was a syringe laid on top of that piece of paper. You can find it somewhere, you know, in our Facebook history. Yeah, it was humiliating. We scared people half to death. We didn't know what was going on, and I mean, everybody, you know, there were a couple people that were like, "Well, he just probably got way too trashed." No, the next morning we get this note, and there's a syringe right on top of it that says 2 to go, meaning they're after my guitarist and my
Yeah.
So that's the most embarrassing one we've had so far.
You got slipped the Mickey. Whoa. Oh,
I
boy.
think so.
Yeah, unbelievable. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, maybe you get 2 answers on this. 2 people, one alive, one past. Who do you want to grace the stage with, perform with?
So we're doing 4 people.
One that's alive,
okay.
one past.
One alive, one dead. Ooh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. I'll flip it back to you based off of the last question. Is there's been several shows where a bass player hasn't shown up, and I would love to have Lemmy out on stage with us.
Oh, Lemmy
jamming with us, tearing up the stage. I mean, I might let him sing the entire set. I might just sit side stage and watch. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be awesome to be the presence of Lemmy.
God, I feel like it's almost embarrassing to say that my other choice would be because these are just people that would just replace me on stage, and I could sit back and watch them play with my band.
Right.
But the other one would be Papa Emeritus or Cardinal Copia or Tobias Forge, whatever you want to call him from Ghost.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard that in a long time.
But I'd say him and Alice Cooper are tied for that. Or Arthur Brown.
Ah, Arthur.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
Oh my God, I can't wait until we get an interview with him. That man paved the way for everybody.
Oh, I think he did too.
In our style of music and
what
we do.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move to the next one.
Great question, by the way, Big Al.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. How about this one? 2 answers on this one. Anywhere in the world, 2 stages you'd like to perform on.
I would say my top choice would be Wacken. I would love that. And then you know what? To scale it way back is I'd love to do Sonic Temple. I mean, because they're not too far from us, or
oh yeah,
a Sonic Festival out of Janesville.
Nice. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but Vakken's my ultimate.
That's big. Oh yeah, Vakken, I love that. Sweet. Okay, couple more, then we're gonna get to some music. Okay, I like this answer on this one here. All right, you and the boys are getting on stage. Get ready, gear up, start playing. People start getting on the floor, moving towards you, check you out. Maybe they're moving. Maybe they're even dancing. Maybe they're singing your songs to you. If you see that, it's got to hit your heart. How does it make it feel?
Oh, my God. So we end every single show. We only do one cover in this band. I mean, that might change in the future, but we are strictly original band. But we end every show with probably the most famous one-word song that's probably ever existed. I mean, there's only one lyric to the song, and that's Tequila by the Champs.
I love it.
I'll tell you what, I do play saxophone. I've been playing saxophone since I was in middle school, and we're working that into the set, but we just haven't gotten there. So right now we just do it on guitars, and bass, whatever. But
I can hear you.
When you hear a crowd, just shout back, Tequila.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, we wrote a song, probably the most recent release that we've had, called AFPS, which is another fucking pop song. And the amount of people that come up to us and go, "This is the song that stays in our head. We're singing it all day long. I mean, we can't get it out of our head. It's so catchy. And there is some magic to that. There is some secrets that we wrote this song with the specific chord changes and the specific cadence to the lyrics and stuff, where we go, there's no way that this can't get locked in people's heads. So a lot of people have been liking that one too. And we've been watching out in the crowd and see people sing along to that one. And man, it's the best feeling in the world.
That's cool. Because with AFPS, I mean, that the lead is real smooth in that. I like it.
Oh, thank you. That's courtesy of yours truly.
Nice job, Mr. Fringe. All right. Well, let's talk about some music here. Now, I'm checking things out, checking some videos out. I'm liking what I'm seeing. But the first thing I wanted to jump on, it said Mr. Fringe rant number 1.
Oh, geez. That's not a song.
I know, but I took a listen. You got to tell me about your rant. Come on. So you ranted a little bit. Okay. So can we tell everybody what you're ranting about a little bit?
Please. No. I want you to tell it.
Come on. It was charming. Okay. You had a little bit to say about a little of everything, but it was very nice. No, this is your story.
Oh, listen. Well, I was trying to do a thing here because I can't remember every single rant that I come out with. And so I was trying to pretend like I knew what I was talking about when you asked this question. And that's why I said, you tell it, because I can't remember what rant number 1 through rant number 4 is. I mean,
you always remember your first one, but that's cool. It was real cool. I'd listened for about 10 minutes.
Oh, so the first one that we put out is definitely not the first rant that I've ever sent into a group text or a group message. So we've probably got hundreds of these. I've got an opinion about everything.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, now the YouTube page, is it just some videos, but do you have another page with the rants and stuff like that?
It's the same page. It's the same page. Yeah.
Okay. Talk about these other couple of songs here. Now, I really dug Brumby's Ballad. It was in a new single.
That's the second to last one that we put out. Yeah.
Okay.
That I do remember.
Okay. Talk to me about that song. You wrote that?
I wrote the lyrics, I wrote the bass line, and of course wrote the melody. But what specifically would you like to know about that song?
Well, let's tell people what it's about. It's a ballad. Ballads usually have a story behind
it. All right. You know what? I'm gonna pull down the Wizard's curtain right now. This is a Big Al. This is a Big Al exclusive right here. Nobody else has heard me say this. Nobody else is. But my favorite show, my favorite thing of all time, I could rewatch it over and over and over again. I love the Twilight Zone. So that specific song came from my favorite Twilight Zone episode called "Nothing in the Dark."
Nothing in the dark. I love the Twilight.
Which is about an old woman. She's a little bit of a derelict. She is living in rundown housing, and the government is trying to purchase her property so that they can tear everything down and make something big and better. And she's the only one left. And so she is very, very old. And every person that comes and knocks on her door, because she's very old, she thinks that's death trying to take her home to the afterlife. So she doesn't want to open the door. She doesn't want to let anybody in. And so that song is loosely based off of that episode. And spoiler alert, if you've not watched this episode for what, the 60, 70 years that it's been out, she lets in a wounded soldier that gets shot right outside of her property. She brings him in. She nurses him back to health. It ends up he's Mr. Death, and he's there to take her home. And so he's saying, this isn't a sad thing. You've lived an absolutely wonderful life. It's time to finally go home. And death is not something to be afraid of. It's something that comes like a whisper in the wind. It's something, it's just the next step into that next point of the afterlife. And so that's where that song really came in. Now, where Brumby comes into the play of this, our bass player, is that it's a very intricate bass line that's it. So it was sort of written around this very unique bass line that Brumby came up with. And so we consider that one of his songs.
Okay. Wow. Well, great. Thank you for the story. I love it, man. I love it very much. All right. One more song. Now, we might just want to tease the audience and play a little bit of it before we talk about it. What do you think?
Sure.
Should we do that?
Brumby's Ballad?
No, it's not Grumpy's Ballad.
Okay. All right. You're doing a little fanfare here. I get it.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna push the button. We're gonna listen to it for a minute or so, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Here we go. All right, yes, indeed.
What a great choice, by the way, Big Al.
Oh, I love that, man. Now that's bringing the 70s, 80s together. I can separate all that. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. That is beautiful, man. So, when did we write Off the Cuff?
Off the Cuff, that was, I believe during the pandemic.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe we started writing that during the pandemic, and then we released it. What, about 2 years ago? I want to say 2 years ago. I could be wrong, but I believe that's it. And man, that's a favorite that we play live. We get a lot of compliments on it, and we love playing that one. It gets us into it. It's got such a build up, and
yeah, it does, and it seems like it's a song that came together quick. Did it?
You know, it's crazy. All the songs that we come up with are pretty quick. I mean,
okay.
we've gotten dozens and dozens of ideas and little snippets of things, you know, that we've been like, all right, we'll put this on the back burner. Maybe something will come out of it. But those songs never really come to fruition. I mean, we've revisited a couple of them and, put them in different keys and come back and played them in different ways and different speeds. But most of our songs, they're very quickly written, and it's usually just from somebody, you know, fucking around on the guitar or the keyboard or a drum beat or.
That's great.
But yeah, that one, we're so super proud of that one. If somebody wants to get into our music, I'd say that's the one to start with.
I would agree. Definitely, man. That just gets you up and pumps you. I love it. I love it, my friend. So we're kind of at the end of the hour, I would say here. Mr. Fringe, I appreciate coming on the podcast today and talking music and having some fun with me. Appreciate it.
Big Al, you've been absolutely wonderful. And my God, what a great interviewer. I really got to give you credit. You're a great interviewer. You keep the interview going. Nothing has been boring this entire time that I've talked to you. So, you know, if not for any other reason, we're gonna send you some stuff. We might send you a comic book or two. We're gonna send you our brand new hot sauce that we're coming out with.
Oh yeah.
And
that sounds great.
We're gonna send you a little package as an appreciation for you taking the time with us and being such an absolutely fantastic interviewer.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Fringe, and everybody out there in podcast land. The Lunatics Fringe on all the platforms. Check it out. Rock out. If you're in the area in Illinois, and if you get to a live event, approach the guys. They bite and nibble a little bit, but you'll be all right. You will be. So approach, get the swag, and definitely support the music. I appreciate everybody out there checking out the No Cover TV podcast, the past shows, the future shows. So much great music all around the world, and especially today with Mr. Fringe of the Lunatic Fringes. Thank you, Mr. Fringe. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you. I'm going to get this to the platforms and send you the link, brother, and I'm going to keep in touch. We're going to do this again, all right?
I hope so. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. All right, everybody. We're out of here. Peace. Peace, Mr. Fringe.